Hello, all, it's Sharon. I'm back with another part of my TEMU haul. These are fun items that we're going to be using in the upcoming homeschool year. So we finally got one of these little gnomes where you can change out the hands for different themes for like different parts of the year. We had bought one previously and it did not come with the little parts that you could switch out. This one does have the little fun items. So we'll be probably using this item on our learning shelf, but this was $5.02, and I'll show you what the little pieces look like. The wood on these is pretty good quality, and it did come with the little sticky dots, so you can change out the items, or you could add maybe Velcro dots. So the gnome itself is super cute, and there was also one with a purple hat, but we just got this one. There's lots of different pieces. There's no one for like actual September. I was looking at different ones that they had on there, but I thought for September we could use this nice sunflower because the farms around where we live right now, they are currently picking all the large sunflowers. But yeah, the pieces are really cool. There's the acorn, a present which will be perfect for our birthdays, and then Easter egg, flowers, jack-o'-lantern, little snowflake, shamrock, a beehive. The maple leaf will be perfect for Canada Day because it does come with the like American flag looking one for July. But then we have a watermelon, the champagne bottle for New Year's, and a little Christmas tree. So yeah, be fun for Nate to set this up every month with a different little picture with a gnome holding a fun little item. This year, I think we're not going to be using the Melissa and Doug wooden magnetic calendar. I think this time around we're going to be using these word strip versions for calendar. I have some numbers so Nate can actually do the whole date. But I also got the ones that are weather themed as well. So this first package here is the weather ones. I'll open up and show you, but it was $3.74. These do have a nice glossy finish to them, and they're thin, but they're nice quality. So what's the weather like today? Then we have cloudy, windy, partly cloudy, foggy, tornado, hot, stormy, snowy, sunny, lightning, sleeting, cold, rainy. There's a rainbow one, and then warm. So yeah, so every day Nate can choose what the weather's like, and then he can write it down maybe as well to get familiar of how to spell the different names of weather patterns. And also I was thinking just now that we have graph paper, so maybe Nate can draw a graph and then he can track the weather for each month. That might be a fun idea as well, just to see how many days it's sunny, how many days it's raining, if we get any major storms, if we see a rainbow. That may be a fun way to do it as well. And then we have the days of the week and the months. And then this package, it was $4.47. And I wanted these more word strip ones so there'd be larger print and more visible. I do have like a pocket chart, so I think this might be better for Nate to, you know, keep on remembering the actual what day we're on and stuff. But these are really nice. So we just have like the typical days of the week. And then there is, oh, this one also has the seasons as well. So yeah, these are really nice. I like the little cartoons on these. And then we get into all the months of the year. So yeah, these are really nice. And like I said, it will help Nate hopefully remember. And, you know, it also be, I like the larger print on them, and they're fun and cartoony, that it'll help him get familiar with how to actually read and spell the, you know, days of the week and the months. Reading and writing is going to be our main focus for this upcoming homeschool year, because that's one thing that Nate just does not like. He can do science, he can do math all day long, he can learn about fun facts, that he has no problem with, but when it comes to actually writing things down and actually reading the items, that's where it's more challenging for him. So I think a fun item like this might be, you know, something new, and he might actually enjoy it. And then we have this item here, which I thought was really great. This is great for visual scanning. This is a scene of a farm. And then there's all these fun little items that you can look for throughout the picture. And it does come with the dry erase marker, so after you find items, you can check them off and then you can erase it and redo it. You could also talk about what's going on in the scene, but this comes with other ones in the package, so I will open up and show you all the fun designs. But yeah, I really like this item. And this was $4.67. These are really adorable designs, so, and the glossy finish on them. So there's the farm, and then there's this one, which is the woodland animals one. Really nice. And then the last one is the under the sea theme. So yeah, this is a really good set. And these are also perfect, like, if you do like those restaurant kits or activity kits, this will be a fun item to pack. So in November, we're going to be doing the food groups as our theme for the month, and I saw this on there. This was only $1.93, and this goes over all the different healthy foods. So it talks about carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and then it tells you the foods that you can get like through the vitamins and stuff, which I thought was really cool. And then minerals like calcium, iron. So yeah, I really thought this was a great little chart, lots of information. So yeah, we'll be using that when we're talking about the food groups. This was a fun little item. This is $5.38, and this is a little balance scale with the frog. Now, we did have one like this from Amazon, but it was missing the little frogs pieces, and then the little weighted numbers. The number 10 had broke, and it didn't have the one of the yellow little tray things was missing. So I wanted to pick up a new one, but on Amazon they didn't have the frog version, and he really wanted that one. So I got him this one there, and I think it's a good price for this item. And it does come with like activity cards, the little frog counters, and the numbers. So yeah, I was happy to find this item on there. And they did have other designs. There's like a pig one, and there was one that looked like panda bears. There's also the pink frog version, and I think the last one was like a chicken or some type of yellow bird. This next item was a little bit pricey. It was $12.09, but I think it's well worth the money. So this is 4 puzzles that have 24 pieces each, and I thought this would be perfect for Labor Day when we're talking about different types of jobs. So they're wooden puzzles, and the first one has firefighters, then there's a school bus with the school bus driver, police officers, and paramedics. So puzzles are great for, you know, critical thinking skills, so I thought this was a really good set. And then we have this item here for $4.45. And this is one of those vehicles that you put together with the little screwdriver. So you just put on the tires and put on that part there. This is pretty simple for Nate to do, but he could do an item like this while I'm reading something. And it's just, you know, a fun item for him to play with as well. And using a screwdriver is always a great practical life activity. I was looking for like a tractor, but they didn't really have any tractors. They had a set that there was different cars that belonged to like construction, so I just chose this like bulldozer style. But yeah, that was a fun little item for him to have. If you have a child that's into Lego, definitely check out TEMU for their Lego sets, because they have some really good deals on there, and their Lego is compatible with the regular Lego. So I thought, since we're going to be talking about farms, this would be a fun little STEM project for Nate to do. And this little Lego set makes a little chicken coop. It has some really cute little chickens and flowers, and I thought it'd be fun for him to put together. There's some little chickens, and there's like some fencing and stuff like that. And this item was only $5.77, so I think that's a really good deal. But yeah, I think Nate will have fun putting this together. And then lastly, we have this memory game. It was $5.20. There was 3 different versions. They are wooden pieces. So there was like an animal themed one, and then there was like a under the sea theme. And the one I chose for Nate is the one with all the fun little fruits on it. So I thought this would be a fun little game that we can play in the month of November, because we're going to be doing the 4 food groups. So yeah, I thought it would be a fun little game that we could play together, or he can do on his own as well. But thanks so much for watching this TEMU haul, and I will talk to you in my next video. Take care, and bye for now.